With a population of over 5 million, you would expect that there is a lot to do in Sydney for recreation and entertainment. And you would be right. Let's take a look at just some of the ways to have fun.
It's not just any old arena to play cricket. A cultural asset, a cathedral of Australian sport, a legacy of both tradition and innovation, the Sydney Cricket Ground recorded its first match in 1848 and has been a nucleus of fierce national pride ever since. Having never been to a cricket match or knowing much about it, I was curious to take the tour and learn more. As the oldest cricket ground still in use, it has rolled with the times, modern amenities with a steadfast grasp on its history.
So good morning and welcome to the Sydney Cricket Ground. My name's Peter and I will be your guide for the next hour and 3/4 or so as we walk around and have a look at this beautiful and historic cricket ground. They wanted to build a cricket ground for their recreational purposes, and they also needed to clear some land for their recreation, for their military purposes, for fitness training and for rifle shooting and things like that as well. So the government gave them some land, which it must be said was not very good land. It was a swampy marshland. It was no good for farming or growing crops of any description. So that's probably why they gave it to them, because they didn't have any use for it for themselves. So, and that was in the 1850, and then the soldiers, to their credit, cleared it all out. They cleared all the swamp out. They got all the dead vegetation out. Of course, in those days, no machinery. It was all done by hand. They put the dead vegetation onto a cart, and the carts were pulled out by horses. So that's how they cleared all the land, and that is the site of the SCG, that land that they cleared there.
In the press room, we watched a video about the 170 plus years of development and how the changing tides of society caused organic evolution and progress. For example, the Members Pavilion was constructed in 1903, and because it's under heritage protection, it can never be changed. But then it is the visual soul, an architectural treasure, and a living museum with its portrait trophies and echoes of long past applause. The beautiful bar area acts as a testament to elegance when gentlemen wore top hats and three-piece suits to watch. And the dressing areas, both the visiting team's rooms with their honor boards and the home team rooms, remain just as they were in the early 1900s. The old world charm sits genially with recent additions, a nod to the past with an eye to the future. For even more reference and memorabilia from its storied past, I made my way to the museum after the tour. I understood it better, having had such a knowledgeable and passionate dissertation from Peter, but I still had to research online all the specific game terms and rules before it all clicked. As Australia is an island, it makes perfect sense that the beach would naturally be a part of the lifestyle. And you might mistakenly think that a beach is a beach. But not so with Bondi Beach, a 1 kilometer long white sand crescent that draws close to 3 million visitors a year. It wasn't even a busy day, and look how many people were enjoying the sun and water on a Sunday afternoon. The beach volleyball venue for the 2000 Sydney Summer Olympics, the Playground of the Pacific offers more than surfing and swimming, like dining al fresco at one of the sidewalk cafes, shopping in the local beach lifestyle shops, or wandering through the festival booths. In the pavilion, there are changing rooms, restaurants, shops, an art gallery, and more, as it operates as a cultural and community center and a great place to get out of the sun if you need it. If you happen to be there on a weekend, across the street at the public school is the outdoor Bondi Market. Since 1993, Vintage clothing, handmade jewelry, candles and soaps, sunglasses, handbags, artwork, and more have been part of the Sunday experience, with plenty of food options offered in the inner courtyard. It's a local market run by the traders and volunteers, with all the proceeds being donated to local charities. From Bondi, there is a coastal walk, which I did not take, to Bondi Beach. With a village feel, charming restored historic buildings, and a calm surf when it isn't raining, it has a less hectic atmosphere. Despite the wet weather, there was still a brave soul enjoying the whole ocean to himself. Named for the manliness of the indigenous people encountered by Captain Phillip in 1788, Manly was the birthplace of surfing in Australia. Now a revered seaside resort, it is accessible by a ferry that runs every 30 minutes and takes just 22 minutes to reach. The beach is the year-round major draw, as swimmers and sunbathers were enjoying it even during overcast skies. But there are also plenty of shops and restaurants along the Corso to while away the day out of the city. If you'd rather be picnicking in the park to hanging out at the beach, Sydney is full of wonderful green spaces, and one in particular I thought had an intriguing history. Reminiscent of ancient Roman baths, the Paddington Reservoir Gardens are the 2009 version of the 1864 reservoir that supplied water to Sydney from 1866 to 1899. Once it was decommissioned in favor of a newer and larger system, it became storage, a garage service station, and a park on top. That is, until the roof collapsed in 1990 and other uses had to be considered. With the directive to make it an urban park, the architects determined to reveal the 19th century original curved brick vaults by adding new timber columns, a sunken Victorian tree/fern garden, a water feature, a fitting tribute to its former life, and a precase concrete boardwalk in the western chamber. The eastern chamber is awaiting further funding and is not open to the public. As a heritage-listed property, it has won numerous awards for its design. But when I was there, that was not what I was thinking about. It's a serene, peaceful, quiet, beautiful space with noisy traffic, crowded sidewalks, and life happening 100 miles an hour just a few steps away. And speaking of a few steps away, after a few moments of relaxing contemplation in the Reservoir Gardens, you may be ready for some specialty shopping. Known for independent local designers and boutiques with storefronts in the enchanting terrace houses, William Street is like walking through your residential neighborhood, but with cute shops. An eclectic mix of makers, creatives, vintage clothing, and jewelry make it worth the stroll from the busy Oxford Street thoroughfare nearby. Or perhaps a live performance is more your style. I went to see Shen Yun, a celebration of China before communism, through dance and a patented interactive digital background at the Sydney Lyric Theatre, located in the Star, an entertainment and casino complex 10 minutes from my apartment. No photography was allowed during the show, but it was a lovely venue and a delightful afternoon. As you can see, there are lots of ways to have fun and be entertained in Sydney. On the next segment of Ms. World Traveler, we're going to get smarter. You'll have to tune in to find out how.